Hi everyone, welcome to part 4. So in part 3 I think we got some answers. If you've not seen, or we got a very big answer actually, if you've not seen part 1 and 2 or part 3, please do refer back because I take us on a journey. You're going to have to excuse this siren noise. Hopefully you can't hear it too much. Seems like they're testing the fire filter alarms or something like that, so there's some air that's brushing in and then it should stop very soon, so hopefully it doesn't disturb us too much. I wanted to do this later but I've been called to do it now. And yeah, just recap. So you'll find from part 1 that I went through sort of 3 days running up to this looking into it, but not looking into the incident and timelines because that's what I'm going to do secondary. And just showing, you would have seen that I looked and sought credible sources and taken from multiple of those credible sources, and I can feel energy of people that are authentic and that that speak to me. Different people speak to different people. Body behavior, looked into that a little bit, looking at the interviews, and just really there's so much out there, so I can't say that there's one particular route. So, and I was neutralizing it just in case anyone felt in one particular direction. There was a lot about, for example, I said there was, there was dogs that went in there. I wasn't clear, was it that they smelled blood or death? There's all those different questions of like, was the door actually locked or unlocked? Is this a different story that was being told along the way and changed? Or is this that I just needed to look into it further? But I didn't want to look into the minor details, and I didn't want to look into the time frames exactly of things, and what has been the latest statement or the statement from the parents or anyone else of there's 3 police authorities involved, isn't there? There's the Portuguese, there's the German now, and there's the Operation Grange, which is Scotland Yard. So I wanted that part of when we do the reading and the channeling to be very clear. I'm feeling a very big weight on my heart right now in my chest. But I'm going to recap on what we said. So I just want you to know, as you can see, what I've stated is everything I've stated. I'm probably going to come up with stuff on my own accord. After I've done part 4, it might mean that I go back, and if you're all interested, I do a timeline through the research and then we question a little bit more. There will be a part where I connect to Maddie even further and maybe see about her soul contract and any other questions that you might have at that stage. But I am also getting, like I said in part 2 or 3, that I'm getting Nicola Bully coming through. Something that needs to be said on that as well. And I feel like it's quite strange that I feel like all of them are connected to the element of water. Like the first intuitive one that I did was not, like I said, I didn't have any plans to go down this route. I got a nudge to do that reading. I felt the energy of the boy. And then, Maddie's been... This has come up and I didn't know anything about it even 20 years ago. I just knew it was always in the media. With Nicola Bully, I'll actually go into that, but I'm not going to actually research that. I'm going to go straight into it and then maybe do a time frame and then do more questions. I'm just going to go into what I know, which is probably going to be about 5 minutes of what I know about it, and look at it that way. So, in part 3, I think it was very clear what came up. I do want to say a couple of things after before I do that, before I go back into the reading, what came up, I saved some cards and where I ended it. Disconnect from that case a moment and connect these sort of signs that I give you, which could be relevant for anything. Just try to connect them. So the last reading, I said disconnect from that last reading. the last recent reading I did, we ended with a, I felt sure that I saved the cards. A King of Cups, a Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and it wasn't the Ace of Swords, what's the other? Ace of Wands. The question was, does anyone else know about this? Right? And we said, I felt like the numbers 3, 5 and 8 were very significant. And it seemed like, I'm going to dive into that question even more because I want clarity on that question. Then I was thinking of, I was thinking of those 3 cards, 4 cards actually, that I'm pulling up now again to show us, and you can revert back to the parts, and that's why it's really important, because it's a journey that also helps you neutralize and then look as we go into the reading, but also see that as I go along I'm making things sort of, not making things, but putting together things that might already be out there in the media, okay? But the reading, I don't think there's going to be exactly the same out there because everyone's different. So in the last one I said, who knows about this? Does anyone know about it? We've got these energies. So definitely other people know about it, know exactly what the story was, what happened, okay? Ace of Cups, King of Cups, Ace of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, okay? Put that there. Yesterday I said, can I have a clarification on these cards? And from another tarot deck, I got the Ace of Pentacles. Now, we do know a lot of money's been spent on this case, okay? And I said to you, obviously, a lot of children go missing, okay? Also, in the last parts, I said to you about the reason I've probably been called to this, the reason I am doing it, even, you know, whether I, the reason I'm doing this is because I feel Maddie needs to heal and de-anchor from the earth, okay? And something needs to happen around this. And I'm going to tell you what I think happens around this. I'm going to pull cards without even me knowing, right? Where's the Ace of Pentacles? Probably going to be near, yeah, the last one because it was the one I picked. So 2 aces. And I just interestingly picked it up and put it in reverse. 2 aces. So we had the energy of water, we had the energy of fire, we had the energy of Pentacles, which is money, home, but in this it's money, all right? There's energy of passion. Ace of Wands is passion. You know, in a general tarot, it could be linked to creativity. And I've just got something else come through, which I didn't want to touch base on. You're going to have to link what I say, okay? And if it's not clear, then let me know. But try to, that's why I say try to follow the journey of the different parts, because you will be able to link. In the readings, I mentioned that it was very obvious that there was backup from, and again, this is not to accuse, not to say anything. Backup is excellent from different PMs, members of parliament or prime ministers, and on this case go through the years of who would have been in place, and also so with the Ace of Wands, what I'm getting is creativity. It's, let's go on to traditional tarot. It's tower crumbling down. Creativity and passion. It could be dealing with sexual creativity as well, okay? Ace of Cups is someone, like I said, is emotionally intellectual, emotionally connected to themselves. It's a water sign. Going back to what I just said in the sentence before about the backup and the people that could have been involved, I then asked obviously for a clarification around this, and I said that there's at least 3 energies here. The mother is a Pisces, okay? Which could have been the Ace of Cups energy. This could also be other people that know. So I think at least 3 people know, but really there's possibly more. There's 3 different energies here. I did look into the father's date of birth, so I'm going to get back to that, and his sign. The sign is not here. So when I asked for more information on the Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Cups and King of Cups, because King of Cups and Ace of Cups are the same element, water, I got the Ace of Pentacles. Now I was thinking, how does that tell me about more on this, who is it? And I'm just getting something else come through. If you remember, I said about the letter A being very significant, and I was thinking, is it her middle name, her mum's middle name, her grandparents' middle name? And then, you know, when I said, let me look at the siblings, because basically you're always told the 1-year-old twins, yeah? I didn't know if it's a girl and a boy. And I think people till this day think it's both same gender. They are a male and a female, and the female's called Emily or Emily. And I was saying about, she looks, no one looks like anything, that's a silly thing to say, but that's how I was getting through. Amy, she looks like an Amy. Okay, who's Amy? Who's Amy? And that's also, so Emily, and I'm going to come Amelie, or Amelie, Amelie, okay? I'm going to come to what that might be connected to as well. Again, we've got ace, 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 ace. Out of 5 cards, 4 aces. A, again, is very significant. The apartment was 5A. I said about the numbers before looking into this, 3, 5, and 8. I'm going to get back to that as well, being significant. I said it from the first day. I said about the signs. We said about the bracelet, the baby blue, pale baby blue. And so with the double ace, a lot of money has been injected, fine, but how does this relate? Well, it tends to mean that it relates to people that has money, okay? This could also mean with the ace and ace that they are actually people that have maybe more money than the parents, so possibly elites. Go back to what I just said about people who might have been running at the time. And then I asked for, okay, can I have some letters? And I'm going to look into this again because it was just as I'm prodding around. And I got J and R. Now the father is G and R is in his name. Close enough. Could definitely have known the full story. Okay, involved, guilty or not, knows the full story. And then I was getting James and I was getting Cameron. But when I put them together, when I was actually, no, there wasn't anyone at that time by that name. Looked into it deeper, there is, forget the word Cameron, but if you look at James, they weren't known as James, but there is someone of who I mentioned in the running that I looked their date of birth and they're actually a Pisces, they're a water sign. And then they were part of the running, sort of running in their role at the time. And that would probably double confirm, and you know, someone who's even more wealthy, double elite. I didn't know that the name James is actually the beginning of the person's name, so hopefully you get it now. And also R was very significant, so like read was coming through, but I think I've got it there with what I just said. Look up JGB, okay, at the time, and that is a Pisces energy, all right? Not accusing, not thinking they're guilty at all, but I think they know a bit more of the story, or they know silently of the story, like many of us think we know what actually happened, okay? So there's energies that know the full story and know what actually happened, okay? That's what we got here. I'm going to dive into this a bit further and do a recap of our question of what happened that night. Now, just to go back into, I mentioned about, I also found it very strange that, you know, I was called to it, then eventually I've done it on the 8/8 portal, Lionsgate portal, which is strong until the 12th. I count 8/8 and 2023, did the numerology for it. It's a number 5. Again, 5 is coming up. The father's birthday, I happened to find something which I couldn't find for a long time starting. Just going into this again to show you about the numerology that I was getting from the beginning. So the mother I mentioned in the first reading that I could see was 5th of March 1968, Pisces, life path 5. 5 again, the number 5 in her birthday numerology is the 5th. She's born on the 5th of March 1968. The father's born on 1968 as well. He is actually the 5th of June, 5 again. So his birthday numerology is 5. 5th of June 1968, life path 8. I can't lie with the 3 significant numbers that have come to me. 5 and 8 as we can see. And then Maddie's numerology is actually came to an 8, didn't I? And I said I felt that that was around transcendence. Like the day she was reported missing was 8. But her, in terms of her date of birth, it was a master number, and she's life path 4. I said about her Rahu North Node, I went into characteristics there. 1968 is the also the year of the monkey, and if you look at it, obviously all the Chinese medicine zodiac signs have disadvantages. So, you know, we have to be open, because not everyone born in the year of the monkey or the dog or the chicken is going to have the characteristics that it says. But just out of interest, the monkey is born under the sign of fantasy, is imaginative, inquisitive, and loves to keep an eye on everything that's going on around him. I think there's some tricks, there was something about trickster energy as well. And let me just put this on. So that's the 1968, yeah? 1968 is actually an earth monkey. Interesting, they've got different earth monkey. Lucky colours for monkeys is white, blue, gold. Direction north, northwest. It's interesting about, I was saying about my left side of my face. Lucky months are the 8th and 12th in the Chinese lunar months. Unlucky numbers are 2 and 7. Lucky numbers are 4 and 9. Unlucky colours red and pink. Cuddle cat. Could that be a sign? Just writing that down. Maybe something comes of that, but apparently it's been washed, but still. The earth monkey, frank, optimistic, and fearless. Okay, enough of that, because obviously we get good and we get the disadvantages of everything. Star sign of that is Gemini. If you remember in the last reading, I pulled up the King of Swords. I mentioned that I think it's related to the parent energy, and then we pulled up the Magician. I don't think, and then to think of the Magician and if you remember what I was mentioning about the crown chakra. So I don't think necessarily that there was a magic ritual, but there might be something that is there to try and seal this ever coming to front. Okay, along with the stupidity of actually not looking at things from scratch, which is another point I wanted to say, because it's very clear, obviously, by the time that country where it happens, police arrived, a lot of people have been in and out. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. You're frantic, so a lot of people have been in and out, but investigation didn't cut off until a few days later. Looking into it, it was very slow, and then Scotland Yard came into it, and maybe that's why that it was decided not to look at it apart from an abduction related to the, you know, considering the country, but also within the UK. Could that have been a reason? Because they felt like it had been messed up to try and find anything. But apparently, there's so much involvement in there, and so much. The word interest is coming in. But is it authentic to actually resolve this? And if so, then it should have been taken on as a totally start from the beginning, and as opposed to seeing it from a one side where certain people are eliminated from investigation. Okay. I mentioned about body language. I mentioned about the mother who I do think the father's presence is a lot more stronger. I said about, and this could be related to the profession when you get to that level sometimes. If you're seeing smoke, it's because I've got some incense, okay? It could be related to sometimes that profession, and you can find egoism there, expecting a sense of respect from everyone. I said about the tent. There's a lot more selfishness there, but maybe it's the way the person carried it. And I do feel the mother is a lot weaker in her presence, and possibly a bit more, you feel a bit more sadness there. And I do think, like I said, either there's been sadness, weight of sadness on her, that she doesn't realise that, or she's been haunted that something like this is going to happen. Her soul knows, okay, because your soul signs up. Or maybe there's been an injury where the side of her right side is a bit more down, which gives that also that sad look. But there's a disconnect there that I mentioned as well. And just really leaving the country a few days after what's happened, not one parent staying. Well, the thing was that, they couldn't get on with the police. But don't you try to make up friends with the police, because it's your kid. It's just weird. There's certain weird behaviours, and this is not pointing in the direction of guilt, but there's a certain weird behaviours. What we're going to bring to, you're going to have to see and read what I mentioned. Hiring a PR person, refusing to answer 48 questions apart from one. But there's a disconnection there, and I don't know if that's prior to it happening, because the life path number that she is 5 are actually quite outgoing, but they need to balance taking risks. Now, I did read to you life path number 8, the father, which is the people are ambitious, they desire power and money, risk journeys will bring them success. The problems is sometimes they lack courage, endurance, mental balance. They've got a good management organization, they're tough, persistent, but also can be conservative. The weaknesses can be that there's negative consequences, not to abuse their power, risk of failures around aggression, toughness, impatience, intolerance. Should not lose a sense of decency and respect for others. Possible financial legal problems. They think highly of themselves, can be picky and moody. And the life path number of a 5, I don't feel really connected, you know, change, movement, travel, search for freedom, adventure, ambitious, but can be sensitive, avoid routine and boredom. I mean, there was something saying that they were swingers, or was it just the, you know, it could be that bar that they went to. They should be careful not to have sudden changes or instability. Keep a balance between emotional, professional, financial areas. They don't like rules and restrictions, can't be forced to do something. Beware of accidents. So, beware of accidents, beware of legal or financial implications. Interesting, right? But it doesn't really, you know, she doesn't strike me as very ambitious, but then we're looking at someone who has lost a child through whatever means that has happened. And then things like, which I want to ask the cards and the question. Let's just make sure we've covered starting this off. We're already at 26 again. So this is why it's good for you to probably make sure you catch the first ones as well, right? I will go into more of time frames and timings as I look into it further, but I did want to start the channeling and stuff like that. You also need to know that not always when we're prepared to channel do we get the messages and answers we want, and that's why I think there's going to be a few more of these. You know, it's not always that we get them come through. I need to be in a relaxed state, and so does the spirit or whoever's guiding us. So I ask for protection around us, protection of light, protection from energies not of light. I welcome the spirit guides, my spirit guides, angels, the universe, Almighty God, to protect us, bring us answers to light this situation, help us heal this situation, bring justice, heal Maddie so her spirit can be free and liberated, and protect us with the white light. May we only get truth, be protected, and divinely guided. I was told to look at the bottom of the deck, King of Wands, which has reminded me. So apparently there was a journalist who was either friends with the parents or began to know the parents just before they travelled to Portugal. This journalist ended up being a child abuser. I don't know if they actually did anything sexual, but apparently I think when they passed away or afterwards it was brought to light. So that's what I wanted to say about the Ace of Wands, which I forgot, and I was told to look at the bottom deck, King of Wands, to remind you. So definitely could be something there. If not, that's a message that's just to get out in the open, okay? Another weird connection, that they hung out with this person either before and after. Maybe they didn't know, because I think it came out afterwards, which I think is also appalling. A lot of these people are being brought out afterwards, after their passing, after what it is. I can get you the name, because yesterday I was looking up J.R. James and Reed and trying to puzzle the puzzle together, and I hope you got what I meant there. So we definitely got, last time we got the messages where I was saying about her higher purpose here. We got the message of the last card that we pulled from the Magic of You, about her soul, half here, half there, which gave you the reason that I have been called to do this and heal the situation, which I mentioned from the beginning. We got very clearly that there was plans for the evening and that there was excitement for the evening, and then there was energy medicine involved to cause some rest, and there was a need of balance, okay? We also got the Seven of Wands, if you remember, and I said that there was resistance that Maddie had brought. Okay, we didn't ask if the twins were sedated, but I presume they were, given the fact that even though a few days later when they arrived in the UK, apparently hair strands was proven that there was no sedation. But like I said, can it actually stay for those days? It would have been at least 4 days afterwards. So we got that, we got resistance, and then we got, you know, the new chapter. We also got the death and the rebirth. If you remember, it was the third card. Let me see if I can find it, the death of the rebirth. And I mentioned about feeling that she was in the sea, but then I was very pulled to the death and the rebirth, and another card that had sort of this sort of mountains with trees, and behind it there was the light. There was the light, and I felt that the sea was behind it. So another thing that I'm going to look into is the area. Was it like that? Is there like rubble and mountain and some trees like this, not palm trees, some similar trees to this, and then there's like a sea area, and that's where the sun is. And you know, at the end we have the sun card also signifying this, and once she's found, you know, and that's where the sun is, you know, that's where apparently the success is, to find her. Now after many years it's going to be very, very difficult to do so. I know that they have found remains or like a rope that might still be there, and if they, you know, very carefully take it, they can sometimes get strands of DNA or some signs. But I'm going to tell you how I think this is going to come to a closure, if it is. So I'm going to dive into, I actually want to bring in the spirit guides. And I think I've done a recap of it last, and now let's go into just want to make sure that I ask before I get into can I know what happened further that night. I want to start off with a bit more of an easy question to get into it. So we know that the Maddie Fund was set up and a PR company was hired by the parents, probably to help ease the situation, or possibly avoid as much as they can. There have the questions, whether that's good or bad. There has been a card that's flipped, no. I'm not going to take it because there's a few cards. It might be how I've placed it. Okay. Right, I just need to ground my energy. I'm going to pause for a couple of minutes and I'll be back. Okay. So let's start off with this question. As we know, there was a fund for Maddie set up by the parents, which got also, I think there was a billionaire who actually added to that fund quite a bit. I couldn't understand, but I didn't, as it was mentioned, I didn't look into it further. Spirit guides, can I have messages? What is the intention for is the Maddie's fund set up by the parents intended it for the good? Is it intended for the good, the reason of finding Maddie? Give me signs on the truth intentions, the true intentions of the Maddie's fund on this day, the true intentions of Maddie's fund on this day. I think we've got the answer. Moon, okay, I think it came out straight, but also I've put it down in reverse. We have the Page of Pentacles, money offer, King of Pentacles, money again, which we know the intention is for money. Five of Wands, conflict, drama, to stop conflict, drama coming towards them, which is probably, yeah. The Moon card is what's hidden. There's hidden truth that we can't see behind this. Sometimes the Moon card says, you know, there's a hidden reason behind it that I can't let you see, but we can see it with the King of Wands. Is an illusion card, you know. It can also be in reverse, the fear of blocking you, and the difficulty of separating between reality and illusion. There's also mental anxiety, confusion here as well. It's about the unconscious mind and mystery, uncertainty. It's hidden truths, okay? That's what I'm getting from it, hidden truths, and also separating reality and illusion. So that's what it's set up for, you know, to separate reality and illusion. It's an illusion, you know, it's been set up, money's probably going there, but like with the Five of Wands, for me it's saying is to avoid the challenges, the drama that come from probably what's happened, you know, trying to manage that situation, guilty or not guilty, whoever we're talking about. It's competition, it's conflict, it's mental adjusting, it's trying to level up and stay abreast. Look, a girl in water. To me, she looks like she's just been thrown in the water. Can you see on the card 2 dogs as well as the moon? It's like they're barking at the moon. Like we know the truth. The 2 cadaver dogs. One that smells blood, one that smells death. That became clear to me. Okay, let me just make sure am I clear on that, because I wasn't sure, you know, are they deaf? Because they both went in at different times and they both scented stuff differently. One of them only pointed to the cuddle cat. I noticed that on the footage. The cadaver dogs, and they look black and... The cadaver dogs, one's black, one's white. So yes, different things. That's for me a yes. I don't need to pull out the card. Different black and white. So one's blood and one's death, okay? Now, one of them only smelt the cuddle cat. The other one didn't signal to it. So cuddle cat either had blood or death smell to it. Please, Spirit, was it on cuddle cat? Was it blood? Maybe. Was it death? Maybe. Not wanting to see the truth. Can I have, please, direct answer? Please show us. Was it death sent on cuddle cat? Yes. Was it blood? Please show me. Maybe. So maybe because they washed it, they couldn't. Death was definitely scented. Blood was a maybe. Okay, 3 cards for that. Okay, so that's the moon. The cadaver dogs are brought. So the cadaver, what the cadaver dogs did, and we know because they're actually a very elite, knew and would have brought forward the truth. If that's the case from this reading, what we see is that there was signs of the deaths, Maddie's death scent, a death scent of death in the places spotted behind the sofa, both dogs, blood and death. The cuddle cat, death, maybe blood. The car, both alerted, both dogs apparently alerted, so that's death and blood, the rent-a-car. There was one other, I think there was the signal to the wardrobe. It's interesting because I'm not getting anything about the bed. We're going to go into that, but yes, King of Pentacles, someone who has all the money, someone who is wealthy, you know. Page of Pentacles, someone who delivers the Pentacles to the King of Pentacles, and this illusion of keeping an illusion from reality. This is a very strong card, by the way. So many messages are coming through from it. From illusion from reality and seeing the truth. And the 5 of Wands, keeping conflict, drama at bay and staying protected from that. That is the messages we've got from the Maddie Fund. For me, that is very clear. Very powerful card of messages that have come through. I don't go through this fast, do I? We're already 10 minutes into this question. Okay. Now I'm going to go to Spirit Guides, and Maddie, please, can you tell me more about that night? Dear Maddie, we know that you gave us signs about passionate sighting night, which we presume was your parents. There was energy medicine involved to rest. You'd had resistance in your energy. There was the death and your rebirth, which will be behind the trees in the sea. The Fool, the new chapter. Although there was resistance on that night, there was a soul contract. Can you show me more of that night? More of that night, please, Maddie. Okay, I'm going to get more specific with my questions. Let's see what comes out, yeah? First card that came out, the Wheel of Fortune. We had that in the last one. What goes up must come down. Karmic Wheel of Change. What goes up must come down. Karmic Wheel of Change. Ace of Wands again. 9 of Wands. The Tower card, 9 of Wands and Ace of Wands. Wheel of Fortune. Ace of Wands. 9 of Wands. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands we've had a few times. Let me just connect with the cards a little bit. It's interesting because I moved the Wheel of Fortune to be before the Tower. So I think obviously Maddie's soul knew that this was going to be the night, even though there was resistance with the Karmic Wheel. The Karmic Wheel, we had balance last time. We had the Justice card, which is about justice, karmic balance, what you give, you know, it's not what you give, you get back. It's not the seeds that you sow, you get back. What's the wording? Cause and effect. Cause and effect. So then we've got here the Ace of Wands, which is passionate, a breakthrough, passionate breakthrough. Remember, we're asking what happened that night. A passionate breakthrough happened where you should listen to your gut. 9 of Wands is determination, resilience. The final push, like it's a final push of excitement of what's to come. Because you feel a bit wounded because you've been working at something very hard. The Ace of Wands is, you know, the arrival of inspiration, seed of potential, being able to manifest interconnectedness of all things. The Karmic Wheel, the Tower. Well, we know the Tower is actually where things, there's massive unexpected change. All of a sudden the rug is like pulled from underneath your feet. It's destruction. It's being unsure of who you are, what's just happened, what is happening, awareness of perspective. It's basically a Tower moment in your life. So that's where what has happened is to Maddie, you know. And before that is that Wheel of Fortune, that karmic cycle, which is usually good luck. It's a balance coming in. The wheel is going up. I don't know why I'm getting like as if this was actually needed to bring justice to sort of who was involved, as if they were getting away with it for quite some time. but in a horrific way, obviously. Now, the other thing that I wanted to say separately, if this was, regardless of the status, if in the UK you left your children, a 3 and a 1 year old, even for 5-10 minutes, a welfare check call will come to you, and then you need to deal with whatever the process is. If it's proven that you've done that maybe more than once, you'll get away with it. But if there's proof that you've done it, you could have your kids taken off you, because it's negligence. And I think the parents, that's where they said they feel shame. But how many nights were they doing it for? That's something that I'm going to look into. What was their daily plan with the kids? Did they have the kids? And this half-an-hour check-in is not making sense to me. If you're drinking and eating something, and someone's checking every half an hour, and I mentioned, I don't know if they were doing rota between them all, or everyone's just checking their children every half an hour. There's no one at the table. But I just can't imagine leaving a 3 and a 1 year old. I mean, I couldn't even imagine locking or keeping the door unlocked. Both of them felt very unsafe to me. Let's just get a clarification for the Ace of Wands. And then I'm going to ask for more on this. Can I please have clarification for the Ace of Wands relating to what happened to Maddie? Relating to what happened to Maddie. Ace of Wands. 3 cards jumped out. Friendship. So the passion, the breakthrough was around the friendship. It's interesting because it came out and I picked it up reverse, which means unions and celebrations, indulgence, happiness. But if it's in reverse, then it means overindulgence. It means gossiping. It could mean a lack of social life, but I think this is going more into the other way. But really, it's sort of unions, celebrations, gatherings, you know, happy times. So I think that's to do with the tapas day. And then there's the rest card again. Number 4. And then we've got the Chariot, which is overcoming, it's moving forward. It's self-discipline and focus. And I think there wasn't self-discipline there. And I think also the Chariot represents the car. And I looked down just thinking, as I said that, does it represent the car? There's a yes on this card. I think we need to go a bit deeper. And I need to be more specific with my question now. Dear Maddie, please show me, after you was given the sedative energy, the energy medicine, what happened to you. What happened to you, Maddie? Too many cards. The first one popped out. I'm going to take Enlightenment. Does that mean that, you know, it took effect straight away? But how was the blood there? Maddie, please tell me, did you... More messages on what happened to you that evening. More messages, what happened to you that evening. I'm getting told to go back to this deck. What happened to you after the energy message, please? Medicine, energy medicine. Maddie, what happened to you after the energy medicine? Two cards fell out. I want one card first. Can I have Please show me what happened to you. Please show me what happened to you. Madeleine. Please show me what happened to you. Page of Swords. Some kind of communication. Queen of Pentacles. Money in abundance. Queen of Cups. Why am I getting this? Was there another female that was in the room when she was given the sedative medicine? Knight of Wands, yes, possibly. Because they wanted to rush out and have their go wherever they're going. Page of Swords. Page of Swords. Enlightenment, which is connected to the Page of Swords, is that epiphany, the communication. I think, you know, maybe she's sowing, because I feel this strong soul contract, and one of the reason I wonder if, yes. So we need to go back a step, but what I'm getting here is that when she'd passed, there's been enlightenment, obviously, for your soul. There was communication come through to her. This is probably a bit spiritual, of like, it's your time. Like she was in a restless energy. But Page of Swords is also like a messenger and curious. The Queen of Pentacles energy and the Queen of Cups are these two energies that were helping guide her through what was happening. Six of Swords is moving away from the current situation, which would be, you know, her death. But again, we've got the Sea here. Six of Swords is moving away. I'm losing my voice. Ace of Pentacles. Moving away from the money game. And the friendships that maybe were a bit more of a priority. But also, two siblings there. Four of Swords, rest, the death. So there's a journey of her soul. Deceit, lies, hidden truths. Requiring the strength that this is still ongoing, the truth is not revealed. Feeling wounded, but she's been really, really resilient in this. This is spiritual satisfaction, abundance. I'm getting a pain that goes and comes just here. Okay, I just need to ring the bell. We mentioned the Cavida dogs, but I want to ask, it's interesting interesting I said that you can probably find a thread that sometimes has DNA on it when I started the reading. I also mentioned that unlucky colours for a monkey, I think it was pink and red, and I mentioned possibly the cuddle cat could lead to something, which we know, but then whatever. Red thread. I also see that being a heart closed off because you've been wounded. Right, I want to get more cards, Maddie, please. Please show me, did you try to get out your bed? It's best to have this card. Please show me, did you have an injury? Did you have an injury after the energy medicine? Please give me clear messages. Did you have an injury? Prayer. So what I was going to say as well is that please, as we go through these parts, share, like, post the playlist, share it on Facebook, share it on TikTok, share it on YouTube, so that we can give a prayer to Maddie during this time, every time, to de-anchor her from earth, to help her rest and eventually be liberated through our blessings, but also the justice that I don't think is going to be through the police. I'm going to tell you in a moment, but I need to pull cards on it as well. So prayer, enlightenment, and if you can see, it's lemonade, bittersweet. She had resistance, didn't she? Perseverance. As you can see, the question is being avoided, and we're getting more of the, I think, current energy, grief. Still weighing hard on everyone. And if you look, wow, it's a mother and a dog actually. Which I don't know why cuddle cat came to my mind then. A miracle. A miracle will happen in this. So let's believe in our prayers. Let's believe in sharing the videos, the playlist. And growth is going to happen, which I knew because this is where I was talking about soul purpose and growth from us as humanity on these cases. And breaking paradigms down of people that might have been involved in security. I'm getting with that there was actually an insecurity about what happened. And if you look, devil there, playing on someone's heartstrings and mind on what to do. Discovery. Miracle and discovery. Can you see the heart? Maybe these are the nigs of these two are heart. Maybe these are the nigs that I was feeling like ding, ding. Do you know when you've got like, it's not like a pulse, it's like you felt a sharp pain, a sharp pain. This has also got the moon card on it. It's also red, so it could mean, yes, she did bleed. There's confusion, and there is confusion on the case. But I think she's confused as well. Are you confused, Maddie? Confused and upset look. But the angels, and there's protection around her. But she's still grounded on earth. She's not left the earth. Like, not totally, you know what I mean, able to rest. One last card and then I'm going to ask the same question again. This ties into why I've been called to do it. I know that a lot of channelers go through stuff in a 1 hour, 1 hour and a half video, but I can only do 1 or 2 questions and we do different parts. That's what needs to happen, especially if the answer's not ready. Self-worth. Recognizing your self-worth. No matter what's happening on the earth, know that you're worthy of being liberated, of being protected. You're not left out in the cold. You was left alone. You had your siblings with you, but maybe you were left alone. But this is quite emotional. Abundance, the money that's involved. Focus on the money that's focus. Not this girl that needs to be liberated, that prays a miracle will happen. So please, let's get this out for Maddie. Let's share it. Let's liberate this little girl to heal. I dare say that, you know, it pulls on your heartstrings, like regardless of what's happened. But if you know people know, I think the parents know something. They either know it all. I don't want to say too much. I think they know it all. And other people know. Dear Maddie. Okay, 1 second. Being called to this deck. I'm going to try the question one more time and then we'll go on to, we'll leave it here and do another part. Dear Maddie, can you show me what happened after the energy medicine? Did you... I'm not getting that she left the bed, and I split the deck and it says, where I said did you, but I didn't finish, it was did you leave the bed? It says no, it's the Hanged Man. Stagnant, you know, just sort of feeling trapped. Maddie, can you show me how you got behind the sofa? How did you get to the sofa? Feeling heat on my left side again. Yes, so she did get to the sofa. Romantic proposal. There's something about passion here. Where I said there's something about passion, yes. Because we have the Queen of Pentacles there. Does that mean that actually at one stage they had people in the apartment? Could have been before while they're getting ready and the energy medicine was given. Connecting to her inner child. Yes, as I say that, yes. Breakthrough. Forward movement. Someone was in the apartment, whether it's a friend or something, when Maddie was given the sedative medicine. This is someone with heavy earth sign. And I think the Queen of Cups is the mother that gave it. No. Who gave you the medicine? Who gave you the medicine, Maddie? Please show me who gave you the medicine. Please show me who. It's Ten of Swords, no, and betrayment. So is it like she doesn't want to say because she feels like she'll betray who it was exactly? Or do you feel this way? Lovers, yes and no. So yes, she does want to say, and possibly no. She doesn't want to betray. You don't want to betray, or you feel betrayed? Do you feel betrayed? Do you feel betrayed, Maddie? Maybe. Can you see? This is about choice, two paths. making decisions, options, planning. We got the Two of Wands, remember, for the night, while they were planning the night, deciding to stay or go. I think this is also her resistance of like where her soul, there's the angels coming in to help her soul, but there was resistance. Yes. So there was resistance there. Again, the Three of Cups. How many times has this Three of Cups come out? Can you remember? There was the first card I also pulled on whether I should read. The Lovers is a yes, it's no, maybe. It's maybe perfect choices, soulmates. Three of Wands, planning, going in, planning, progressing, forward movement. So whatever plan was planned that night, there was a forward movement on it. There was foresight. And usually it's happy with the outcome. The Moon. No, not happy with the outcome. I think this is her telling me, I meant happy with the outcome in terms of parents. No, she's not happy with the outcome. It's really weird because I think what I've seen is that a lot of people have not talked about her resistance, not happy with the outcome. There's illusion, the Moon card, hidden truths. There's anxiety, there's fear, there's misconception. Is Jerry happy with the outcome? Your dad, is Jerry McCann happy with the outcome? No. Tower. He feels like a major tower happened. Destruction, chaos, sudden upheaval, a tragedy. Revelation, confusion, pain. It could be divorce. Remember I said about the Saturn return, I think this is going to be a big significance during that time in around 3 to 4 years. So take it from about, so their birthdays are March and June. So you're talking about 2006, maybe 2006, 2026, 27. Temperance, yes, be patient. Going to come forward. I think there's a breakthrough. I'm going to tell you this. There's a couple that keeps coming to me. Not a couple as in people, but there's a couple of things that keep coming to me on this. Temperance. I know my extremes and now I need to seek peace. Tower. I surrender to the storm. Maddie, please can you tell me let's put these cards back so that we give it a fair thing for the mother. Ooh, remember I was going to pull from this deck to see what happened. 1 and 2, number 3, Hex. Be still, allow the enemy to reveal themselves. Maddie, can you tell me how Kate, your mom, Kate McCann, not finished asking the question, but I'll put it out with respect. Did Kate McCann feel betrayed that evening? Did Kate McCann feel betrayed that evening? Hanged Man, no. Feeling trapped, confined. Hermit, no. Soul searching, spirituality in the Hermit. I don't know why Virgo is very significant. I wonder if she had a Virgo moon or he had a Virgo moon, or the parents. She's got a lot of earth in her chart, I feel. Soul searching, enlightenment. Please show me how Kate felt that evening. Please show me how Kate felt that evening. Seems like, you know, she felt like, okay, now it's time to pause a minute, stillness, perspective of what just happened, soul searching. We know that she wanted to go see the Pope that evening, and they saw the Pope quite a bit. Spiritual enlightenment, soul searching, self-reflection. 2 cards have come out. Yes, Queen of Cups, as I say it. It's her, Cups is Pisces, so emotionally mature female. Yes, in terms of, this is the 7 Wands again. Standing up for your own, sort of fighting your beliefs in your corner, protective, defensiveness, determined to stay, you know, holding your own. Yes, she's telling me. And then happy home, reunion, 4 of Wands, stability, community. So standing up for your beliefs. Seems like after it happened, she just felt like she needed to pause a moment, like it was chaotic. And really connect to her spiritual side. Maybe she couldn't understand, she was emotionally overwhelmed. Then there was a need to stand up for their beliefs, I believe, from both of them. Is that a yes? Yes. Belief from both of them, defend their corner, challenging opposition, and then also to remain as a happy home, happy family, remain their community intact. And the star card, 1 and 7 is 8, another 8. Star card is Aquarius. The 2 siblings, I can't find their date of birth, but I think I heard that they're born in February, which could be Aquarius. The star card is about the universe, having faith in your dreams and having inspiration. It's about healing. It's about positivity, renewal. 1 second. King of Swords here. Father energy. About restructure, routine, you know, sort of trying to be honest. Ethics and moral. Please tell me more about the star card, please. The star card. What's the star card relating to? Because we were talking about Kate. What's the star card relating to, please, Maddie? Star card. Balance of give and take. Balance of the money, gifts, generosity, charity, donations. So that's maybe when they set up the Maddie Fund, which was supposed to be, and the charities, oh, she's doing her healing through the charities that she's done, because I believe she's left her workplace and she's trying to do her healing through the charity funds that and what she works now is the charity funds, you know, community assistance support, employment through the charity funds of give and take. Yes, I get a yes on that. And it's about community heart, you know, 3 of Pentacles again, 3, teamwork, determined on your goals and dedication. Can I have one more card, please, Maddie? Wheel of Fortune again. Can I have one more card? Maybe. Destiny, change, karmic cycle, fortune, upheaval, but it's good luck. Can you give me a clarification on the Wheel of Fortune, please, Maddie? Clarification on this good luck, destiny, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune. The World card. Something that could have happened abroad. A journey of accomplishment, achievement, self-reflection. A sense of belonging and wholeness. Knight of Cups. It's charm, warmth, dedication. What does this mean, Maddie? The Devil. I was thinking, does this mean someone gets into a new love triangle and that's how this planets? No. There's addiction, depression, mental health issues. Materialism can be addiction, powerlessness, hopelessness. 1 and 5 is a 6. No, what's this no about, Maddie? What's the Devil card about, please, Maddie? Is it about this? Be still, allow the enemy to reveal themselves. Maybe there's 2 paths here, which we know there's 2 different sort of kind of outcomes. Are they guilty? Are they not? Okay, 1 second, I'm going to ask a question. And then I know whether I need to wrap this up, okay? Time-wise, I should. I'm going to go into part 5. Take care.